Yep, there we go. Perfect.
We live?
Yeah.
Sick.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
And let me make sure that sound is coming in. Okay, mic test, mic test.
I hear it.
You do? You can hear my mic?
Yeah, I just heard you right now.
That's weird. I cannot hear myself.
You muted it all?
Maybe it's just that my headset's plugged into a different spot than it was before.
Okay.
Does it still detect the headset? Just look at that. I feel like a pro, dude. Output device. Can we have two outputs? Because now it's outputting my sound to your. Honestly, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
If it's as long as you can hear me through this mic,
Okay.
then that should be fine.
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if I'm further away, you can still hear me, but it's like quieter.
It's like they're synchronizing, so no matter what, I'm gonna hear you.
All right. Either way, doesn't really matter to me as long as we can both be heard. What?
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
It just there's delay, so
Yeah.
like I hear myself like 5 seconds later.
Yeah, that's just because you're hearing the YouTube
Right.
also. So I'll just unmute or mute YouTube. That's fine. Cool.
And then I can get an adapter where we can plug in both of our headphones
That would
onto
be
this.
great.
So you're
That's a
like
good idea.
$10. I can get one.
I don't know if this doesn't have that.
Well,
Yeah, no, it just has this one
okay.
thing. All right, so let's get this started. So, welcome to the SumYungGuys podcast. My name is Lemac,
I'm Carlos.
and we're here to just talk about, young guy shit. Just having a good time. Carlos, tell me about yourself.
Young guy trying to explore, see what's any new hobbies that we have. Something we're gonna bring into this type of podcast and live stream video on YouTube is, a little bit that some what regular young guys go through when it comes to women, when it comes to type of cars they're trying to buy, type of we're gonna talk about guns, fishing, hobbies, a little bit of everything, gym, health, fitness, and all that good stuff that we're into, and maybe you guys are also into, and maybe you guys can share your opinions. We'll try to have Twitter up, take your questions, emails, whatever, and we can answer. We can probably even have like a social Sunday questionnaire type of thing.
Absolutely.
Answer you guys' questions randomly, pick something from what you guys want to ask, something that we kind of relate to, any questions you might have. Maybe we can help you. We're not like legal advisors or anything, but
Absolutely not.
we can share opinions onto what you might be, questioning or anything.
Absolutely. To piggyback off that, this is definitely just young guys sharing their opinions about themselves, the world around us, what's going on, and how we think it's most advantageous to operate and move in this clown world that we live in today. Because it is a bit of a clown world. We got a lot of crazy shit happening
Yeah,
all
we
the
do.
time, and just trying to figure it out, give the best advice that we can give to guys that are younger than us or maybe even older than us if we have some wisdom that maybe you didn't get growing up. But really just trying to help mentality-wise a lot for the most part, as well as just, be entertaining as well. We're gonna have some fun here and just enjoy the time that we have to share our thoughts and opinions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's one of the greatest things that we have the privilege to do that, here. And hopefully we get to share a lot with you guys. Hopefully you guys learn a lot from us. We get to learn a lot from the people we're trying to target, And I can't wait for this to get the ball rolling. And then eventually we'll have our own also channels, if there's something more in depth you want to go into. Because I know he's all about cars. He knows a lot more. He welds and all that stuff. So you'll learn a lot in that aspect. For me, I'm more of a hobby looking for like type of person. Like I like hiking, I like going fishing, I like all that outdoor nature, stuff. I'm not pro, but I feel like I can get in contact with people that are really all about that, and then you guys can learn from my channel through them. Because growing up, I didn't really have anyone to, shadow off of, like, the warrior mentality, and I had to look up like other YouTubers that, kind of put that seed into my head where I had to, just kind of be a man, like grow up in a certain way, because a lot of people didn't have a father figure type of person, or that person to tell them like, hey, this is how a man should be, especially in today's society. I feel like a lot of people don't have father figure roles or even mother figure roles, and like, but who am I to say, but I'm just saying that's something we can all share together, because I know I went through that personally.
Absolutely.
And then Lemac has his own side of his own story, so
of course
he can tell you all about that.
Just different perspectives also. Gathering first our perspectives. We actually have very similar perspectives on a lot of things, just from getting to know each other over we've only known each other for like 6 months now.
6 months.
I met him through one of my roommates, and we just kind of hit it off. We share a lot of like-minded opinions and just viewpoints, but also, of course, differ in certain ways that I'm sure we'll explore and find out more through this channel. But one thing that is like a common factor between us is, we're both into lifting. We both in the gym all day, every day. Not literally, but you know the vibes. And so we're just all about self-improvement, improving mentally, physically, spiritually.
That's right.
And we will get into the spiritual aspect a little bit also, not to enforce our opinions, not to proselytize to anybody, because, your spiritual journey is your spiritual journey, but we're going to share ours.
Yep.
And so that's definitely something that's important to me. I grew up in the church and stuff like that, and I have my own perspectives on all that type of stuff. Yep. And so just self-improvement for men and women. Honestly, I feel like men are really needing it a lot more so than women, and as men, we have the ability to help men. I might have some advice for women, but I don't really know what women go through on the day-to-day all that well as I do for men.
For sure.
So we might have our opinions on women's struggles, but we're not going to try and like say that we're right about everything, because it's just not. I'm not trying to get canceled.
Like, who are we? Type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like we will also have a woman guest on this show.
Of course.
So that
absolutely.
way, if you have any questions, girls out there, if you guys are watching, hopefully we get some girl crowd up.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it'd be great to have
awesome.
a girl or two. Like, shoot, I don't know if you've watched much of the Fresh and Fit podcast, but yeah, they have their nights. And honestly, I'm not trying to do something like that where they got they 304s from Miami on the podcast, but because that gets a little crazy. But definitely, talking about our opinions and thoughts and feelings about the world. And just getting that various perspective, so that we can reach out to as many people as possible and help more people that we might not have been otherwise able to help if we didn't have those other perspectives on. So definitely going to be looking to get guests on, get big names, small names, get other people that just have something to say. And like I said, perspectives. More perspectives, the better. If you can take and leave whatever information that you want from the people that we have on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna have many guests. He has a list of his guests that he wants to bring on to. I got people I know too that I want to bring on to this that might benefit you guys. I'm pretty sure this is a college town that we live in here, so hopefully we get to capture a lot of those people too. Any questions? There's like chemical engineers that I know that they started their own like mining business here in this town.
Oh wow!
And that'd be awesome to promote their business here. They can talk about it. They can tell us all about it, which would be awesome.
That'd be badass.
But I'm excited.
I am too.
This is an introduction to what we're gonna be talking about, showing, and hopefully blowing up. I'm excited for this for sure.
Absolutely.
And I don't know.
Yeah, we pretty much covered everything as far as our plans go. Like you said, guests. We're gonna have, like I said before, tons of different perspectives, tons of different backgrounds, just life experiences that hopefully, I know for me listening to podcasts, because I started listening to podcasts about 6 years ago, Joe Rogan, of course, and Jordan Peterson. Basically, Joe Rogan is basically if we could get on Joe Rogan, that'd be fucking crazy.
Awesome.
That'd be badass. But, just sharing perspective. and getting as much knowledge about how to operate correctly and with as little suffering as possible, as Jordan Peterson would put it. Just minimizing suffering as much as possible. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This was just kind of an intro to give you guys an idea of who we are, what our plans are, where we're coming from. Like he said before, we're going to have our own separate channels at some point. I'm thinking of doing more like a car build. I actually have a build in mind. I plan on building the new Z that came out this year. That's coming out. It's right now. It is June 26th, not January. And the Z, as far as I understand, is not quite out for public purchase yet, but I plan on doing a Nissan Z build coming up soon. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know. Please follow the other channel that I will link at some point. And yeah, and for your side, you were thinking what, whiskey, fishing?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be like kind of talk about certain drinks. Like I like drinking, whiskey. Not getting too faded or anything, but just having and tasting the savory,
classy review
of
exactly.
it. Cigars and whiskey, kind of like more classical man figure, I guess you can put. Things that we would see in shows like the Peaky Blinders. That's one of the ones that shows.
Just finished that. That actually
amazing,
is such a great show.
Amazing. Yeah, for some reason I feel like there's more episodes than what we show.
Bro.
Yeah.
I think there was supposed to be like a movie coming out after
That's
season
what I heard
6.
too.
I heard that.
Yeah, so
I'm looking forward to that. I don't know.
You finished the whole season?
I did. I actually got Adam on it too.
Yeah, he's telling me about it.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
such a good show.
When he said he stopped drinking, I was like, what?
What?
For 4 years.
Tommy?
And, yeah, I know. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, he looks so weak. Personally, I was like, damn, it's not the same anymore. It's Paulie, that's it.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to ruin the show for everyone.
Yeah, no spoilers, sorry.
Yeah. But it's a great show. I recommend you guys watch that. It's a good man show to watch.
Absolutely.
Peaky Blinders, really.
And one thing I like about that show, not to like get too far into the show itself, but I feel like it offers a really accurate picture of just how governments evolved over time, especially when it comes to because like whether you ask like far right conservatives or whoever you want to ask, the government is kind of like an organized mafia in a lot of ways. It's like a lot of the dynamics, the social dynamics, the power games that they play as small-time gangsters trying to come up in London, I think it was Birmingham, and just the games that they were playing to get up on the other gangs, which, as the show goes on, it just ramps up and up and up and up to the point where the main character is a politician. Yeah. And so it's just really interesting to see the parallels between being a gangster and then also being a government official.
I mean, I don't know if you on Instagram, you're scrolling through like some of the videos and it says the government, the biggest gang in history.
Exactly. Exactly. They kind of are. We'd like to think that they have our best interests in mind, but I would definitely say that they do not. They're much more after their own personal interests than anyone else's, but
absolutely.
For the most part, there are some good ones out there, but it's definitely not the norm to be a good person in politics. Unfortunately, it's really scary. So, and that's another thing. Brings me to Second Amendment stuff. I'll definitely be doing guns on my side of the podcast as well. Gun reviews. Just shooting and just all different types of stuff like that. Cars and guns, that's going to be my main shtick on my side of the podcast. And then, some philosophy in there too. Like I said before, I mentioned Jordan Peterson, huge Jordan Peterson fan. And, who knows, maybe we'll get Jordan Peterson on here at some point. That'd be... oh my God. That would be like...
Big thoughts.
Big thoughts. This is going to be a high IQ podcast.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully. We'll get low IQ in there sometimes too.
I mean, every once in a while,
Every once in a while.
I'm so excited to learn from that side of the channel too. I mean, because I barely know a little bit about guns here and there, but it's just last time he was showing me some of his equipment, and I was just like, wow, that's some crazy shit. He was naming every little piece of it, and I was just like, damn, you know your shit. And
a little bit. There are people that know more than me, but I know. I do my research. So
cool. Yeah.
So we'll get into that at some point and just have fun. Really, I'll get that in a second. But yeah, we'll just be having fun on the podcast, and like I said, like we've been saying, share the perspective.
Yeah.
not trying to get too controversial. I'm sure we'll have some controversial talks and opinions and things like that on the podcast. But honestly, you don't find unity without exploring the controversy. If you can't figure out where your ideas overlap by having conversations about where your ideas differ,
Sure.
and those conversations, they get a little controversial, they get a little intense sometimes, but as long as we're civilized human beings, we can sit here and, exactly, we're open-minded, we can sit here and have a conversation without, threatening to kill each other.
Yeah, like,
hopefully.
If he has a difference, I'll be like, okay, cool, that's your difference. I respect that. We go on with our own, we go on with our days. Like,
Exactly.
we're not gonna be like, fuck that guy. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
no, it's just like we're human, civilized human beings, and open-minded. Keep that in thought. Really think about it. Not just stick to one thing and be stubborn about what you think is right.
Absolutely.
You gotta see the ins and outs, the shadows behind the door type of of what you're fighting for.
Absolutely.
Because not everything is brought into light when you have an opinion about something. And I'm pretty sure that's with everything. Even if my thoughts about something, I know there's some shadows on that. Your thoughts about something, there's some shadows on that.
Of course. We all have blind spots.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, definitely.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so we're going to be pretty consistent with it. We're going to be streaming our podcast pretty much every Sunday unless something comes up, and we'll be tweeting about that. And I'll put all of our socials in the description down below, and you guys can follow us and keep track of what we're doing on down there. And then beyond that, I'd say, and then the next thing, is ramping up the quality, because I'm not blind. I understand that this isn't the highest quality podcast quite yet. This is our first episode, and you got to start somewhere. And so this is where we're starting, and pretty much all of the revenue that we gain from this is going to go right back into the podcast, whether it's better equipment or better content. And so this is basically this is going to be fun for you guys, hopefully, but definitely for us.
Yeah.
And so to continue our ability to produce more and better content, we're going to have to put all of the money that we get from this on, whether it's ad revenue, whether it's Patreon donations, whatever it is, it's going to go back into the podcast. We're not just going to be sitting here talking to try and shill money out of you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that always puts a bad taste in people's mouths. And you can see that in the quality of someone's podcast. If they're big and their quality is crap, it's like, what are you guys doing? You did this for money. But no, I personally, and I know you too, we want to help the people out there that need the type of mentorship that
Definitely.
maybe we didn't get when we were 15, 16, 17, 18 and younger, or even for the people, like I said before, that may be older, that didn't get the kind of wisdom and mentorship that we were hungry for as young men. And so that's something that I'm very passionate about as well, is just where young men are in this generation. I'm sure a lot of women and men alike can attest that masculinity is not the norm, and I'm trying to change that. I'd like some more masculine friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm blessed in the ones that I have currently, and I wish that there were more people like myself and my friends out there in the world that were affecting positive change.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I want to target on. Like, maybe you have that hunger, desire, drive towards something, but you're just kind of like lost. You just don't know where to put that energy, don't know where to go from there. That happened to me. I was driven, I was thriving forward, I was aiming for success, but I just needed those steps, those guides on what I can, where I can listen to, like, oh, this is where you put your energy to, this is where you put your money to, this is how you take care of finances and stuff like that. A little bit of everything here and there. Hopefully we can share and shine some light on you guys that feel that you might be a little lost, and maybe we can learn some stuff from you guys too. That's one of the things I really want to bring to the crowd. Also, you were saying that you're trying to help them. I like that. I like the fact that if you're trying to promote something, you're trying to be known, shown.
Of course.
You got music. You're an artist at some form or
Absolutely.
something. You like to draw. You like to take pictures. You like your own type of. But you build your own shit.
Of course.
You produce music, you're a rapper, whatever.
Yeah.
We can give you, some time in our podcast.
Of course.
Like,
Yeah, I'd love
short
to do a
booklet,
segment where we just show off the creators,
Yeah.
the creative people that are supporting us by viewing. And then, we're going to want more content in terms of like maybe a music intro
Yeah.
or art design for certain things.
Yeah.
So by all means, if you guys have some music or art that you want to send in, show off, and get promoted, definitely let us know. And if we can have your permission to use it as part of our podcast, maybe we'll give you some kickback. If it's always used in our intro, then you might get something from that.
Yeah.
So definitely be proactive in creating art for yourself, because that's a huge thing. There's this book called The War of Art that I don't even remember. I read it a while ago. But it's a very good book. You guys should definitely check into it. And part of it is just about creating, and how creation is a big part of being human, and maximizing your full potential requires you to be a bit creative. And so I definitely encourage all of you to be as creative as possible, to create as much as possible of what you truly believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to send that in to us, we'll definitely show it off.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
We'll post it up on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. That
All
way
of it.
you guys can be shown, send your tags, your links, whatever, and then we can, if anyone is interested in what you have provided, we can send them right over to you.
Definitely. Definitely look out for us on, there's a few different up and coming socials as well. There's this one called Truth Social.
Okay.
It's basically Donald Trump's version of Twitter.
Ever since he got kicked off.
Yeah, basically. So he got kicked off, and he was like, well, screw you guys. I'm going to make my own where people don't get kicked off for no reason. So there's that. There's another streaming software similar to YouTube called Rumble, because YouTube, unfortunately, is very, very... It's very well known among the creator community that YouTube is not all that friendly to creators oftentimes. It's all about ad revenue. And so a bit of that means that if you might have something controversial that you're talking about, you might get your video taken down, unfortunately. Rumble is one of those platforms that doesn't really do all of that, as long as you are within the community guidelines of, not posting pornographic images, not doing violence, not just like illegal stuff. If it's all legal, then it can be there. That's pretty much what it is, as long as it's not pornographic as well. So that's one platform we'll also be on. But Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of that, we're going to be there and promoting our stuff so that you guys can find us as easily as possible.
For sure. Yeah, we're excited to bring this to you guys, and then him and I are super excited.
Absolutely.
It's the beginning of something good, something new.
Something big.
We're starting off like this, bear with us.
Yeah.
Join the process. You got to trust the process. And
of course.
We're excited to see where we get to.
Yeah.
We're going to do a lot of things.
Absolutely. So if you guys have any questions that you want us to answer on the pod, definitely leave them in the comments. DM us on our socials, however you want to contact us. If you want something to be spoken on the pod, definitely let us know, and we'll cover it. The more content we can produce, the better. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So yeah, just please be proactive in helping us help you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll cut it here. And
guess so.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us introduce ourselves to you guys, and hope to see, what the future brings in store for this podcast and for you guys, and hopefully it'll do pop off. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
Really excited.
Me too. All right, guys. Peace. All right. How do I fucking get